The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. To minimize exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed.
People, you run into trouble, give me a call.
Well, they're poisoning people in New York, California, probably other lefty-run places. Here you've got New York City, and the super duper scared. So, scared of what? White supremacists? Robbing the Nike stores? No. Are they COVID? We're going to do the COVID thing again? Well, probably. But no, this time it's even more deadlier than COVID. Why is it this time? What is it? Monkeypox. Airborne monkeypox from mosquitoes. Mosquito pox, Abes. In the form of West Nile disease. The West Nile disease that almost just killed Fauci. Almost. Anyhow, they got these big old trucks over here just carpet bombing. But I got a weird suspicion that they're not doing this in the rich places. They ain't doing this in Manhattan. Right? They're not going to do this in Bel Air. No, they're going to do it in your neighborhood. They're going to do it in my neighborhood and just breathe it in. Breathe it in. They're just driving around spraying pesticides into the air. And I'm shocked that they're even bothering to tell people that they're spraying pesticides in the air. But there you go. I'm sure that's safe. Oh my God, we care so much about Mother Gaia. No, you don't. Look at this. God knows what you're spraying out of the back of that truck. And if you're driving that truck, oh, don't worry. I've got a K95 mask on. Yeah, that's really going to help you with this pesticide that I'm absolutely convinced is not a pesticide. It's probably some sort of airborne mRNA mist. Created, again, by the scumbags at the WHO, pushed on us by the scumbags at the CDC, developed by the scumbags like Fauci and Bill Gates in Ukrainian biolabs. Here's Matt Wallace. Go inside immediately if you ever see one of these government trucks spraying you with poison. Just suck it down, plebs. Suck it down. How many languages is your message in, by the way? Because, depending on your mileage, the community probably doesn't speak English. So first they incentivize illegals to break into this country, and then they spray them with this. And citizens are going to get hit with it as well. But yeah, how do I tell the pesticide to not go down my chimney? Huh? How do I do that? How do I tell this pesticide poison over here not to come in from underneath my door? These spiders get in my house. I think this pesticide will find its way in here too. So how do I opt out of this, by the way? Don't spray me. No, you don't understand. We got to spray you because we got to save you for the West Nile virus. You mean the West Nile virus that you guys made? You guys dumped the mosquitoes on us, by the way. Here is one of them. The black helicopters. And they're just dropping billions of mosquitoes on people. This is Mr. Nobody. Several towns in northern Massachusetts, including Douglas, Oxford, all these places, have introduced optional evening curfew to reduce the risk of dangerous mosquito-borne illnesses. How? Well, first we got to dump the mosquitoes on you. They're just dumping mosquitoes by the billions out of this black unmarked helicopter over here. Oh, that seems weird. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're fine. These mosquitoes, by the way, they've got QR codes on their back. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Bioengineered mosquitoes. Bill Gates is always telling you, I can't do it, Bill Gates. Hey, we're going to put a vaccine inside a mosquito. That sounds like Mark Dice's Brian Stelter. Shut up. Anyhow, Bill Gates is telling you, well, we're going to do something about these anti-vaxxers. We're gonna put vaccines in mosquitoes. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, no, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. We'll just dump a billion of those on you. Oh, no. Oh, no, Ziz. Now there's West Nile disease. What do we do? Oh, now we'll just spray you. Now we'll just spray you. Wow. Look at that. It's almost like a biological warfare Hegelian dialectic, boys. Look at that.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the others by the time I finish my song.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. The whole reason you get a Kamala Harris-Tim Walz ticket in 2024 is lies. They lied to you about Joe Biden. They lied to you about Joe Biden's ability to run the country. Who the hell is running the country right now? Joe Biden's sitting alone at a beach somewhere. Kamala Harris can't even do a CNN interview. Who the hell is running the country? They've lied to you. They've lied to you about everything. And then they throw Joe Biden right into the furnace, and he's done with. And they spent the entire last 3 years like deplatforming people that say that Joe Biden is a mental handicap. It's incredible. Last night, Kamala Harris lies and lies and lies again on CNN. Why do you want to ban fracking? There's no favor. I'm in favor of banning fracking. I want to ban fracking, says Kamala Harris. I also made clear on the debate stage that I would not ban fracking. What the hell are you talking about, lady? Hey, do you regret lying to the American people about Joe Biden's cognitive decline? No, not at all, says Kamala. These people are sociopaths. They're sociopaths. So it should come as no surprise that they continue to lie. The whole reason Kamala Harris is in this position is lying. And Tim Walz, of course, has lied about his military career, continues to do so, continues to insult military veterans, and didn't even apologize yesterday when given an opportunity to. Totally and completely grotesque. But is he lying about even more than that? Is he lying about something that maybe is like just a little bit worse? Is he lying about his dogs? Whew. Man, now this one's going to set the internet truly ablaze. Furious, Tim Walz shares 2 photos of his dog Scout. Oh no. Uh-oh. Tim Walz tweeting about his favorite dog, Scout. Uh-oh. Tim Walz owns a dog. The dog is named Scout. There were 2 photographs, though, showing 2 very, very different dogs that Tim Walz was playing with, right? So here's the post. Yes, Tim Walz tweeting about his dog Scout. The only problem is they're 2 completely different dogs. This one looks like a black lab, right? Saying a special birthday to our dog Scout. And this one saying, you know, I enjoyed the dog park with our dog Scout. Okay. That is not a black lab. No matter what that is. Don't know what breed of dog that is. Not a black lab. So why would Tim Walz lie about his dog? I mean, he's lied about a bunch of stuff. He's lied about a bunch of important stuff like his military service. Why would he lie about his dog? 2 pictures of him with 2 different dogs. The internet is asking these questions. What the hell? Tim Walz with his 50 dogs named Scout. From Cat Turd, who has a bunch of dogs himself. Tim Walz deleted this tweet. Where is Scout? So Tim Walz is going in rage deleting tweet. Another picture of Tim Walz and his dog Scout. These posts are only 4 months apart. Is Tim Walz a compulsive liar, or are all of his dogs named Scout? Tim Walz's dog Scout be like. Stop me if you already heard this one. Does Tim Walz really have a dog named Scout? Scoutgate. Where is Scout? Why are you deleting tweets? He deleted the Scout post. He's such a liar. Why the hell does Tim Walz lie about this kind of stuff? Does Tim Walz have 2 different dogs named Scout? It's just me, or does Tim Walz photos of his dog Scout look different to me? I can't tell. I hope Scout didn't put on blackface, as that would make him a very, very bad boy. Yeah. So the internet asking this question, and I'm getting a lot of laughs out of it.
Do you know what breed and color Tim Walz's dog Scout is? I'm only asking because I can tell you who doesn't know. Tim Walz. And let me show you what I mean. So this is from Tim Walz's official Twitter account. It's back in 2022 when he's running to be the governor of Minnesota. On June 15th of 2022, he posted this, sending a special birthday shout out to our favorite pup, Scout. And then they posted a picture of him, apparently with his dog, Scout. Very beautiful dog, very endearing photo. But then just 4 months later on the same official account, this is October 19th of 2022. He said, couldn't think of a better way to spend a beautiful fall day than at the dog park. I know Scout enjoyed it. And this was the picture he posted with it. So is this Scout or is this Scout? Or is neither of them Scout? Because if this is Scout, and I guess Scout decided to wear blackface this day, which would be totally not cool. My question is, does Tim Walz even actually have a dog? Or is this just photo ops? Is he just grabbing dogs to take photos with so that he can seem like a normal guy? Am I the only one that thinks this shit is weird? 4 months apart, 2 different dogs, yet somehow both are Scout? Just curious what the
Okay, so here we go. So the internet, so we went and searched it for you. Obviously, we'll go and we'll find the information for you. So this is the post, and here is Tim Walz with Scout. This is absolutely Tim Walz sending this out. This is not fake news. This is a photo of Tim Walz and his dog Scout. Okay, there's other photos of his dog Scout. This looks a lot. Oh no! Oh boy! Yikes! Super creepy photo of Tim Walz with his dog Scout. All right, here's a photo of Scout eating an ice cream cone. Here's Scout as a puppy. Okay. So there we go. Scout like campaigning maybe for Tim Walz. Okay, so this dog does exist. It does seem to be like a black lab kind of breed, right? Here's the deal. Here's the full video of Tim Walz that with Scout, right? And what actually caused the controversy is a screenshot of this video. So there's a screenshot of this video of Tim Walz playing in a dog park, petting different dogs with Scout. Scout's not in frame. He pets a different dog. The screenshot of the video is taken, and it spins out of control for like the Scout, for Scoutgate, effectively. Right? So that's what this is. In these posts, they got community noted, and according to what we could see, available evidence, this is a screen grab from a video that shows a bunch of different dogs. Dog in the second photo is one Tim Walz met while taking Scout to the dog park. There you go. So that's the end of Scoutgate, I think, right? Let me know if you have more evidence. But, I wouldn't put it past these creepy people. But it wasn't the end of Tim Walz humiliating himself. This is what happened to Tim Walz last night when he was asked about his stolen valor and lying about his children's birth and so on. My gosh. I mean, is there anything this guy won't lie about? This is why the Scout thing is believable. There you go.
I want to ask you a question about how you've described your service in the National Guard. You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom, whether it's Congress or the governor. My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war, yeah. Did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
I just one other question, because again, this is all new.
Yeah.
I mean, this was not, however many days ago, this was not on either of your bingo cards, especially yours. You had to clarify that you had said that you and your wife used IVF, but it turned out you used a different kind of fertility in order to have children. And then when you ran for Congress in 2006, your campaign repeatedly made false statements about a 1995 arrest for drunk and reckless driving. What do you say to voters who aren't sure whether they can take you at your word?
Well, I've been very public. I think they can see my students come out, former folks I've served with, and they vouch for me. I certainly own my mistakes when I make them. The one thing I'll tell you is I wished in this country wouldn't have to do this. I spoke about our infertility issues because it's hell, and families know this. And I spoke about the treatments that were available to us that had those beautiful children there. That's quite a contrast in folks that are trying to to take those rights away from us. And so I think people know who I am. They know that record. They've seen that. I've taught thousands of students. I've been out there. And I won't apologize for speaking passionately, whether it's guns in schools or protecting of reproductive rights. The contrast could not be clearer between what we're running against. The Vice President's position on this has been clear. And I think most Americans get it if you've been through that. I don't think they're cutting hairs on IVF or IUI. I think what they're cutting hairs on is an abortion ban and the ability to be able to deny families the chance to have a beautiful child.
Does your user agreement still suck?
I'm not sure how to answer that, Senator.
Can you still hide a dead body and all that legalese where nobody can find it?
Senator Kennedy.
Thank you all for being here. Mr. Spiegel, I see you hiding down there. What does yada, yada, yada mean?
I'm not familiar with the term, Senator.
Very uncool. Can we agree that what you do, not what you say, what you do is what you believe and everything else is just cottage cheese?
Yes, Senator.
You agree with that? Speak up. Don't be shy. I've listened to you today. I've heard a lot of yada, yada, yada-ing. And I've heard you talk about the reforms you've made, and I appreciate them. And I've heard you talk about the reforms you're going to make. But I don't think you're going to solve the problem. I think Congress is going to have to help you. I think the reforms you're talking about to some extent are going to be like putting paint on rotten wood. And I'm not sure you're going to support this legislation. I'm not. The fact is that you and some of your internet colleagues who are not here are no longer, you're not companies, you're countries. You're very, very powerful. And you and some of your colleagues who are not here have blocked everything we have tried to do in terms of reasonable regulation. Everything from privacy to child exploitation. And in fact, we have a new definition of recession. A recession is when, we know we're in a recession when Google has to lay off 25 members of Congress. That's what we're down to. We're also down to this fact that your platforms are hurting children. I'm not saying they're not doing some good things, but they're hurting children. And I know how to count votes, and if this bill comes to the floor of the United States Senate, it will pass. What we're going to have to do, and I say this with all the respect I can muster, is convince my good friend Senator Schumer to go to Amazon, buy a spine online, and bring this bill to the Senate floor. And the House will then pass it. Now that's one person's opinion. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. Mr. Zuckerberg, let me ask you a couple of questions. Might wax a little philosophical here. I have to hand it to you. You have convinced over 2 billion people to give up all of their personal information, every bit of it, in exchange for getting to see what their high school friends had for dinner Saturday night. That's pretty much your business model, isn't it?
It's not how I would characterize it. And we give people the ability to connect with the people they care about and to engage with the topics that they care about.
And you take this information, this abundance of personal information, and then you develop algorithms to punch people's hot buttons, and send and steer to them information that punches their hot buttons again and again and again to keep them coming back and to keep them staying longer. And as a result, your users see only one side of an issue. And so, to some extent, your platform has become a killing field for the truth, hasn't it?
I mean, Senator, I disagree with that characterization. We build ranking and recommendations because people have a lot of friends and a lot of interests, and they want to make sure that they see the content that's relevant to them. We're trying to make a product that's useful to people and make our services as helpful as possible for people to connect with the people they care about and the interests they care about.
But you don't show them both sides. You don't give them balanced information. You just keep punching their hot buttons, punching their hot buttons. You don't show them balanced information so people can discern the truth for themselves. And you rev them up so much that so often your platform and others becomes just cesspools of snark.
Hello everyone, I'm continuing my report on the ground in Mexico City. I'm currently here for reporting on CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference that took place in Polanco, Mexico this weekend. I spoke with many people, but one of them is George Simion. George Simion is the president of the Alliance for the Unity of Romania. He's running for the next presidential election in Romania. We talk about censorship, the influence of Canada, US on their country. We talk also about socialism. You don't want to miss that because it's pretty rare that we have the insight from someone in Romania. But if you want to support my journey all the way here, you know that you can go to rebelcpac.com. You can watch my report, but you can donate also. Thank you. I want to talk about the situation in Romania. What you can tell us about what is going on, because we don't hear that much in the news.
As you know, we were a communist country. We had a revolution in 1989, and last 34 years of so-called democracy. We were looking towards Canada, towards the United States as the free world. And now we see this woke propaganda, transhumanism, neo-Marxism coming and making their ideology like a new dictatorship. Political correctness is a new form of dictatorship. And we are fighting here, and we are present in CPAC, Mexico, to tell about our experience with communism, our experience with the leftists and the socialists. We are activating as politicians. I'm very young, I'm 37 years old, but I am running for presidency of Romania. Since 5 years ago, we started our own party, the Alliance for the Union of Romanians. We are in the Romanian Parliament, we are in the European Parliament, and probably I will be in the second round of elections against the socialist prime minister that is ruling right now in Romania.
You saw how communism and socialism can destroy a country. Why we are seeing in the Western world so much people advocating and want socialism and want communism?
Because they occupied the universities, they went after Lenin and Marx's plan, and in Great Britain, in Western Europe and in America, they continued their propaganda after Vietnam War. And they won ideologically through Soros Foundation, through Open Society Foundation. They sponsored a lot of and they have with them forces that can have unlimited resources to destroy humanity, to destroy what is normal. They say a man can give birth, which is not logical. We all learn biology in school. They say it's normal for a children to change his gender at 8 years or 10 years old, and that the parent cannot intervene. we don't want this for our nations. We don't want this in Romania. And I heard the other colleagues speaking about the situation in Colombia, in Peru, in Ecuador. This is why I think we must unite forces with all other conservative movements and fight this neo-Marxist. We have the experience. We fought also against the mandatory vaccination in a pandemic period. Romania was one of the least vaccinated countries in European Union. We organized big rallies, big marches. I send the greetings to all the freedom fighters in Canada. You had big demonstrations with trucks, and all the truck drivers, many of them also Romanians living in Canada. So we must stick together, we must unite for God, family and freedom.
Ano yan? Papel? Ay, hindi sa akin yan. Hindi sa akin yan.
Sa'yo to kuya na hulog.
Ano? Hindi sa akin yan. Hindi sa akin yan. Ano yan? Pagkain yan?
Binta ko yan.
Binta mo? Pwede makahingi. Pwede hingi pagkain. Sarap to? Sarap? Sarap ito ah.
Kuya, babalatan pa yan
Babalatan? Sarap naman ito. Anong ginagawa dito?
Kumakain.
Kain? Ano yung ulam mo?
Asin at tuyo.
Asin at tuyo? Gutom talaga?
Ano ako magkain dito, kuya? Kaso ang ulam ko, tuyo at asin.
Sige, pahingi. Pahingi naman yan. Gutom talaga ako. Ano ito? Ang sarap naman ito. Ano mo ang bait mo? Yan ba magulang mo?
Wala lang akong magulang.
Wala ka nang magulang? Sino nagpalaki sa'yo?
Lola.
Nag-aaral ka?
Opo.
Ba't hindi ka pumapasok? Wala ka na school.
Sige, nagbibinta ko lang yan.
Binta ka ganyan?
Oo, para may baon ako.
Bakit mo ko binigyan ito?
Ay, nagugutom ka
Ikaw? Paano na lang sa'yo?
Wala na, sa'yo na yan. Sa'yo na yan.
Bait mo naman. Sa'yo na, busog na ako ha. Alis na ako ha.
Kuya.
Ano?
Naurog yung tira mo.
Uy, hindi sa akin yan. Hindi sa akin yan. Hindi sa akin yan. Uy, hindi sa akin to.
Ayan na yan. Yan, kanina.
Ganun? Ganun ba? Ay, salamat ha. Nara. Sa totoo lang, hindi talaga ako totoong baliw. Bait mo naman. Bakit mo binalik sa akin yung pera?
Kasi, sabi ni teacher, huwag magnakaw.
Ganun ba? Nag-aaral ka ba?
Opo.
Uy, may ka pala. Bakit hindi ka pumasok ngayon?
Pumapasok ako kanina.
Kanina? Bakit ngayon? Tanghali?
Hindi na, magbibinta na ako para may pagkain kami.
Ganun ba? Abi, tingnan ang sulat mo. Ganito. Ganda pa naman. Gusto mo, bigyan kita ng pera? Para may makain ka na at makaaral ka?
Na, sa'yo na yan.
Para sa'yo talaga to. Para sa'yo talaga yan. Kasi mabait ka. Mabait kang bata. Ganun talaga yan. Kasi napakabait mo. Binigyan mo pa ako ng pagkain. So, sarap naman ito. Nag-aaral ka pa. Sabi, saan ba yung bag mo? Ha? Ito yung bag mo? Gusto mo bigyan kita ng bag? Sandali lang ha. Diyan ka muna ha. Ito pa, meron pa akong ibibigay sa'yo. Kasi wala kang bag, di ba? Halika. Ito, mag-aaral ka ng mabuti ha.
Opo, kuya, mag-aaral ako maayos para magkaahon sa hirap.
Ganun talaga, boy. Mag ka ng mabuti ha. Alis na ako. Yung pera, ingatan mo para may pagkain kayo. Ha?